Okay, today we're going to look at using Microsoft Word, and we're going to look at MailMerge. So creating a group of letters that are going to be sent out where most of the information is going to be the same, but certainly they're going to go to different people, so the addresses and the recipient list is going to change. But the bulk of the information in the letter is going to be the same. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a blank Word document, and we're going to go to Mailings at the top here. And then we're going to start MailMerge, but rather than just clicking on the top there, we're going to choose the step-by-step MailMerge wizard. And over here we get the task pane popping up on the right hand side, and this gives us different options as to how we're going to work through it. Now the choice we have for what we're going to merge to, we're going to merge to letters, and so we click on next. And we've got three choices here. We can either use the current document, which is this one here. So if we'd written a letter there or had a mail shot prepared, we could use that document. Or we could start from a template, and there's built-in templates that we can use. Or we could start from an existing document, and we then get the option to browse for where this document is. So if we've got one saved on our system, for example one we previously used, we'd choose that. We're going to assume this is the first time we've done it, and we're going to start from a template. So we need to choose which template we're going to use, and this opens up Microsoft standard templates, and we're going to choose a letter, and the letter that we're going to choose is called Oriole Merge Letter. So we're going to click on that, and it asks us what we want to create. So if we actually want to edit this template, we can edit the template down here. We just want to create a new document from it, so we click OK, and you'll notice it's brought up a standard letter template here. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to choose our recipient. So we're moving on to step 3, and again we get three choices. We can either use an existing list, which can be an Excel spreadsheet or a Word document with a table in it, or any data source really, or we can choose from Outlook contacts. So if we already have these people in our Outlook address book, we can choose them from there, or we can type a new list from scratch. We're going to choose an existing list, and we're going to browse to find this list. And this is actually saved, and it's there. Now what it does is it opens up this document, and it will show me the details that are saved within the document. Now that's basically a Word document with a table, and these are the bits of information that are saved. So I've got the name, surname, title, address, and city. So that's going to give me all of these items as things that I can insert at any point within the letter. If I have a huge list, I can actually choose which ones I want to include by simply ticking on the boxes, or tick at the top to include or exclude all of them. I can also filter them. So for example, if I had company information here, I could actually filter by a specific company and only send my mailing to those people in that company. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is write the letter itself. Now we're working from a template, so most of this is done for us. But clearly what I do have to do is change the company information, because Microsoft didn't know anything about my company. So I'm just going to put Academy Training in there at the top, and you'll notice that other places in the document which have used that tag, it's actually included them. And for here, I just want to put in regards, and just at the top I'm going to choose today's date. Now where they've got the address block, I'm actually going to delete that and the greeting line, just simply to show you how to enter this information from scratch. Now in the address block, what I want to do is include a merge field, and I want to include address and then city, and on separate lines, but Microsoft won't actually include anything on that line if there is no data in that field. So if the field in the source is blank, it won't even put the return in, it'll just carry on as if it wasn't there at all. In here I'm going to write my personalized greeting, so I put dear and then first name and then comma. You must actually use this way of inputting the merge fields, because these are all tied in with what's available in the document that I've specified as my my recipient list, and you'll notice that it puts them in with these double chevrons around the outside. Now I can't actually type these in because it's difficult to get those actual chevrons up. Much more reliable to actually choose from this source here. The next stage is to preview the letters. Now clearly you'd type in all the new information, a variety of different bits of information here as well. So the next thing to do is to preview the letters, and you'll notice it's actually changing things up here on the ribbon as we go, but all of those options are available here as well. As I cycle through the recipients, you'll see the details here are changing, so the fields are actually updating depending on which one I look at. When we get to 6, you'll see we've reached the end. We only had 6 people in our recipient list. But what I can also do, for example, if I don't want to send this letter to Melissa, I can just exclude this recipient, and now my list only goes up to 5. So as I go through, I get to 5 and I can't go any further. Let's just have a look what that actually did. If I click on Edit Recipient List and I go back here, number 6 has now been unticked. So remember how we could just tick on it to include or exclude. That's just another way of doing it once we've actually reached the recipient in the preview. Let's just exclude her for now and click OK, and we're going to complete the merge now. Okay, and we want to edit individual letters rather than going straight to print. Always a good idea to edit the individual letters, even if you've got 100 or so of them, because the formatting or the length of one of these things may have just run over into something else and it might look a bit strange. So it's always a good idea just to proof each one before they go out. Edit individual letters. I'm going to choose all and click OK. And you'll notice that even though I had 6 documents, I've only got 5 pages that have been created, because remember we excluded one of them. So even though I said all, that is all of the ones that I've included in my MailMerge. So as we go through, we can see that each of these documents, they're all exactly the same, apart from the MailMerge fields, which are different. Okay, happy with those. There's no formatting mistakes. I can now go straight away and print this document if I so chose to do. And that's it for MailMerge. I hope that's been useful, and thank you for listening.